Righto, U9, I'm going to go over some of the bearings questions that I know some of you had some trouble with last week. So I'm going to do exercise 3J, and I'm going to look at question 9 and question 10 and do them quickly. So, question 9, let's read it. And they've already drawn the diagram for us, but I'm going to redo it. So town A and B are 12 kilometres apart. The bearing of B from A is 250 degrees. So if I were to draw that, because it says from A, I'm going to draw A first. And then I'm going to draw a north. And now I'm going to take my bearing. Now I have to use the angle from north in a clockwise direction. So it's this way. And it says it's going to be 250. Well, I know it. A flat line straight down here is 180, so it has to be more than that. It's another 70 degrees. 70 degrees. So there's 250 degrees about. I'm not that fussed. So now I draw down here, and then I plot the point B. And it says they're 12 kilometres apart. Now what I have to do is draw a right-angled triangle to help me work out that information. Well, I've almost already started. As you can see, I've already got this line down here, so I'm going to continue it. I'm going to draw this line down here, and they'll meet at 90 degrees. Now I know that from here to here is 180. So to find this angle in here, I go, well, 250 minus 180, and that equals 70. So that's 70 degrees in there. Now, the question says, how far west? Well, remember, from our compass, north, we've already got that up, south, east is to the right, west is to the left. So I've got to find that. And I'll just put a pronoun on there. X is as good as any other. And now, looking at the 70, I've got X is opposite, and I've got 12 as hypotenuse. So sine, all right, so I pick my right ratio. Sine 70 equals X over 12. I multiply the 12 across, and I get 12 sine 70 equals X. I go to my calculator, 12 times sine 70, and I get 11.276 approximately. And I look at that and I go, well, that makes sense. The hypotenuse should be bigger. This should be less than the hypotenuse, and 70 degrees leaves a pretty big angle. It means it's only 30 degrees here. So I'm thinking it sounds good. How do they want? They want it to the nearest kilometre. So I'm just going to say 11 kilometres. And it's approximate because I've rounded. And I'll look at the answer for 3J question 9. And they've got 11. Oh, sorry, they asked for one decimal place, so I better fix that up. They got 11.3, and I know that it is 11.3 kilometres. Now, the second part of the question, find the bearing of A from B. I'm just going to draw this again. So now remember, it looks like that. Here's A. And here's B. And remember, I've got this angle here of 250 degrees. But now I need to find the bearing of A from B. So I need to find this angle in here. Now, there's lots of ways I can do this, but the easiest way, I reckon, I'm just going to rub out that A and write it in a different spot. The easiest way to do it is to find this angle here, call it alpha. And I know that because both of these are north, they're parallel, so alpha plus theta must equal 180. Well, I know if I look at the point A, I've already got 250. If I was to keep going, I'd get 360 angles at a point. So alpha equals 360 minus 250, which equals 110 degrees. So this angle here, alpha, is 110 degrees. And I know that theta plus 110 must equal 180, so theta equals 180 minus 110, which is 70. So the bearing is 070 degrees true. Righto. Let's now have a look at question 10. A helicopter flies on a bearing of 140 degrees for 210 kilometers. Well, let's draw that. Put a spot in the middle. Draw a north. This is question 10. And it says the helicopter flies on a bearing of 140 degrees. Well, I go to there. Remember, if I went all the way, that'd be 180. So I'll stop about there. And here goes this helicopter flying at 140 degrees. For 210 kilometers. Good, so I've got the helicopter to there. Then what happens? Then it flies due east for 175 kilometers. All right, well, we'll just add that little bit of information in. It then goes due east. Well, due east is to the right for 175. And then it says, how far east has the helicopter travelled from its starting point? Well, let's have a look. I'm just going to continue this line down now, and this line down here, to get this right angle triangle. And I need to find this and add the 175 to find out how far east it's travelled. I can find this angle in here because I know that it's 180 all the way and I've only gone 140, so 180 minus 140 gives me 40 degrees. So that's 40 degrees. And now I've got all the information I need. I have the side opposite, the hypotenuse. So again, I use sine of the angle, 40 degrees, equals x over 210, opposite over hypotenuse. Sine 40 is a number, remember, so I just go 210 times sine 40, which equals x. And I go to my calculator and I go 210 times sine 40, and that gives me 134.985 kilometers, approximately, because I've rounded. But remember, the question asked what was the total distance east? So the total east equals 134.985 plus 175, which equals 309.985, but they want to the nearest kilometre, so 310 kilometres. And that's it. Now remember, the key when you're trying to find a bearing of somewhere, of is what you're looking at, and from is where you're standing. So of A means you're looking at A and you're standing at B. And that's how you might find out what angle you need to find. Good luck, and I'll see you during the week.